Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Chit Chad, and on this video, we're going to talk about how to rig for 2D animation. Now, when I say 2D animation, the first thing that might come to your mind is something that was more traditionally animated, like the original Disney animated movies, or maybe even the original Looney Tunes, which followed a traditional frame-by-frame, pose-to-pose style animation. But there is another method to animating, and that is using tween-based animation. To talk about this concept, I think we need to get a little animated ourselves. Tween-based animation is often associated with the movement of an object through digital means, which is how I'm being animated right now. This is where you create the keyframes and the computer interprets the in-between movement. Before, with hand-drawn animation, you would have to draw all the in-between movement, whereas now the computer can do the work for you. Now, there are many different ways to go about setting up an object or a character. This can depend on aesthetic choices, what that object or character needs to do, and even what program you're working in. But one thing that can be considered constant is that there are dependencies and hierarchies in the way that we move, which leads us to the topic of this video, rigging. In animation, there are two main ways you can go about simulating these hierarchies, and that is with either forward kinematics or inverse kinematics, or FK and IK for short. Let's start with forward kinematics. Now, if I were to move my upper arm, my forearm and hand are going to move along with it. If I move my forearm, my hand is going to move along with it. This also provides a natural arc to the movement, which is one of the core principles of animation. Now, with inverse kinematics, the hierarchy is reversed. If I move my hand, the forearm and upper arm are going to follow with it. You'll often see this method used in 3D animation for things like walk cycles or if a character is interacting with an object. Say, for example, this block. As you can see in this example, you would want the object affecting the rest of the chain, as it's the driving force of the animation. The block is forcing the arm to move backwards and forwards, thus affecting the rest of the links in the chain. Now, these hierarchies can be simulated inside of animation programs like Adobe Animate and Adobe After Effects, either utilizing the built-in tech or by downloading third-party plugins. For the sake of this tutorial, we are not going to be using any plugins, just what comes out of the box when you open up Adobe Animate or Adobe After Effects. And also because of that, we are going to be focusing on forward kinematics for the most part. However, I will touch on how to do inverse